Okay, good evening, everybody. This is your stock setups for Friday. This is John Seville from Acorn Wealth Corp, and we're going to get going right away. Okay, so the S&P 500 has continued its breakdown below the head and shoulders pattern, as we discussed in trading room this evening. So as you can see, the head and shoulders, if we continue bearishly, would suggest a target of 2,700. The 38.2% Fibonacci is at 2722, so we're likely going to find strong support in that area until a further bearish pattern or a pattern bullishly or bearishly produces itself. Money flow is continuing to drop. We're not yet below zero, but obviously we're trending that way. Now, open range has so far been very successful. Remember, that does end as of tomorrow, Friday the 31st. So one more day left, and then a new open range will set. So obviously, if that's bearish, that's going to lend itself quite well to continuing on into a bearish June for those of you who are positioned well to take advantage of the short side. High yield bonds, however, their smart money indicator, Twigs money flow has dropped below zero, despite the fact we really haven't broken relatively new lows on price. And as you can see, even when we're back here at a much lower level, money flow was higher. So we're certainly seeing some pretty bearish divergence in high yield bonds. So it's certainly an interesting time. And again, I certainly suggest if you have time and didn't get a chance already to check out the trading room from this evening. But we'll take a look at some of the key things that we mentioned. We had talked about RTTR, which is, of course, one of the smart money setups that we'd found in this smart money course. That's looking good. We mentioned it last night as well. Looks looking good here, up 4.1%. So I would look at updating the stop signal to 0.72, and the next short-term target will be kind of based off of this. Here we go. Based off of this breaking this trend line, but then these moving averages overhead. So we've got a fallen angel and almost a pennant, both forming together. So if it breaks out, it could break out big. So there's RTTR. AP, Alpha Papa, that's performed really nicely today. Of course, we've gone from a flag forming into a pennant, and then the breakout candle today. AP, again, awesome move, up 7.8% and looking fantastic. So I would update the stop signal to $4.06. There's a possible entry if it breaks above 493, if you're not already in it. If it were to break above that level and continue to move up, I would look at the stop signal there at 446. And updating it to that. We've also got VERI, huge 15% rally today, hitting $9.93 target, so big win. Hope you were all able to take a piece of that. And again, beautiful pattern setup. Again, you can see the, if I just draw the pennant here, you can see the pennant extension, which lines up exactly with where we hit today. So the pennant, bullish pennant with the divergent money flow the whole way through, hitting its target, which is fantastic. I'd look at updating the stop signal to 816, and the next target here would be 1183. Okay, now on the short side, we had AIL, which is continuing to drop. Again, looking good so far. I mentioned it last night. The stop at 83.43. WWE, Worldwide Wrestling, still holding bearishly. So despite hitting its first target yesterday, producing almost 100% profit on the puts, it's still having a bearish candle with money flow dropping further to the downside. So WWE getting body slammed. The next target could be down, as you can see here, towards this $65 area. So we'll watch to see if that's able to continue. Certainly a bearish market would help that. CLB holding its moving averages. Beautiful momentum setup because all the moving averages are clustering above in a parallel format. So you're getting this, what I call the Pavlova effect. continuing to drop. Again, with all of this, we've got to watch for changes in the pattern as we get close to the end of open range. So so far these patterns are holding well. WWE obviously is at the end of its pattern's first target, so we're into no man's land, but looking bearish. So that's why kind of profit taking and being protective is never a bad thing, because a bird in hand is worth two in the bush. So but CLB is definitely looking quite strongly bearish still. ALKS, very similar. You can see the way the moving averages are clustering, the money flow sharply dropping, and that's looking great. And the stop here is at 24.87. NR, the bear flag pattern, and that's moving really well. That's holding under the moving averages now. We can see some slight kind of a resistance from the money flow. So we want to really see this take out a strong close below this today's low. But so far so good. And the good thing about this is that the moving averages are starting to show their strength. So that's a good sign when you're looking at a momentum, an oscillation play or a breakout play like a flag is, with this being a bear flag, that those are starting to take over. So we're going from oscillation and breakout patterns into momentum patterns. And if that continues, you get lower potential targets. The big announcement today, NTNX, obviously was the options were up as much as 100% the other day. Obviously, you've got we picked this one in the smart money class last week for an options play. We're holding a bunch of these ourselves and are still holding it into earnings this evening. Earnings were dismal, and the stock after hours has actually gapped down to, well, it's down in after hours to 27.18. Now, I just want to highlight again, I talked about it in Trading Room, but in case you missed it, look at that. That's the power of patterns. You have a fundamentally driven reason why, supposedly why the stock dropped. That's earnings. Earnings were bad. The stock has dropped. But where did it drop to? Exactly where the Head and Shoulders said it would. So the Head and Shoulders said that the earnings were going to be bad and to prepare for the drop. The Head and Shoulders then also told you exactly where the stock was going to drop to. And again, after hours, it closed at $32.67. And after hours, if we take a look, it's not showing that anymore, but anyway, after hours it's down to 27.18, so right on the mark. So an opportunity for some profit taking tomorrow. That'll be close to a 400-500% profit from where we got into it a week ago. And if this continues to decline, you've got the bigger Head and Shoulders that could possibly take it even lower if you wanted to hold on to a few speculative positions. But I certainly would want to be banking some bucks on that one, as will I. You've also got CRA, so yeah, big win on NTNX. CRAI is also, again, a bear flag, which is continuing to drop nicely. The money flow has turned bearish and is continuing to stay bearish. So that's looking good. And the stop here was suggested around 41.36 to consider. And then CFMS on the long side, one I forgot it in Trading Room as well, but we are in that long that triggered the other day. Also from the smart money class, and that just potentially trying to form a bull flag continuation pattern here, and so that's starting to look like it may want to rally up towards its target of 469. So we'll lower that a little bit because that's where it then broke out from. So the target's going to drop by about 9 cents. But so far so good, and of course a contrarian trade to the direction of the market, as were the other longs that we talked about in the earlier part of this evening. So let's just sorry there. Okay. So there you have it. One other couple of other notes. CBRE, one worth keeping your eye on. CBRE is a potentially setting up as a, there we go, setting up as a Head and Shoulders pattern, and you can see the neckline there. You can see the shoulders there. Now it's got a few moving averages to overcome, and we are going to into open range. It's possibly just a small trade, could be bigger, but they do have a lot of big selling from the risk officer as an insider, and along with the head and shoulders, I'd be watching for a break below 45.43 with a target of 42.13, and I'd be looking at a stop signal of 46.58, and of course you could also consider options on that one as well. So, and if that were to play out at a larger scale, this could be part of a much larger head and shoulders where we may even fall all the way down to 36.50. So, so 36.57, let's say. So yeah, there is some potential there, and again, given the way the market's shaping up, there's a lot of these opportunities we're watching. Obviously, a lot of shorts we've found over these last couple of weeks, so I don't want to overload you with too many more. But certainly, if you go back to your smart money lessons last week, where we went over our favorite shorts and our favorite longs, they've done incredibly well. So once again, we talked, for those of you in the smart money course, we talked about the special invitation, special promotion to join us for the upcoming, well, the patterns of probabilities course. We had our introductory lesson on Wednesday, but we get into the real nitty gritty and start hitting the meat next week. So you still can join. You haven't missed out. The promotion we offered in the smart money class does end tomorrow though. So there's an opportunity to save quite a fair bit of money, especially if you want to couple that with the offer we discussed, where there's fallen angels and access to trading room and so forth included. And of course, for those of you that just graduated the fallen angels class, we've obviously offered you the lifetime membership, which is a lifetime of everything. That promotion is also ending tomorrow. Now, if you weren't part of either of those classes, or maybe if you missed either of those offers, when you completed the classes over these last few weeks, definitely get in touch with us. Again, terrific savings to be had, and as you can see, just a couple of really good trades can pay for it all. On NTNX, I think we put about $2,500 into that in our Acorn account. We'll look to sell that for somewhere close to $10,000, $11,000 for a 1 week profit. So when you can trade with confidence, when you can trade with the right discipline, with the right money management, the right position sizing, know when to put the gas on and know when to pull the gas off, that's when trading becomes very exciting. So we'll hope you'll join us for the next stage, and we'll be around all day tomorrow to help you get set up or answer any questions. Just simply drop us an email and we'd love to chat. And again, otherwise, happy trading tomorrow, and looking forward to an exciting day. Cheers.